it going? Today I'm gonna answer a comment by Cheeky X Fit, and he told me if I could, together with the two function left hand. If you don't know it, it's very used in Brazilian music. Two fingers doing harmony and two finger or the other fingers doing bass line. If I could show with this left hand with the right hand improvising some phrases. He told me this in the video of frevo, but I'm gonna show in frevo and in another Brazilian styles. So let's start. This will be the left hand. We have the snare drum on this part, and in the lower part it's the bass. So we do with just one hand. I have to warm up more myself to do this, but this is the base of the improvising frevo. We have some particularities on the right hand. When doing the melody of frevo, it's very important to anticipate 8 notes. So the phrase to avoid some kinds of chromatism. Also there are some rules to sound inside the frevo language. But besides this kind of left hand, we have another ones, two different parts, different extensions of the piano. All right, don't forget this is not a unique place or texture we can use to improvise. All right, but here there were some phrases, and let me show if we could use this kind of left hand that I like so much in bossa nova, for example. And improvising. There are some variations we can use in bossa nova that are very that can give more life to this kind of left hand, because the common pattern we use is this. And sometimes sometimes we can anticipate the chord change. The chord changes before the bass change, so C major. And I like to use this when the melody, I take some breath on the melody, or another way saying, when I rest the melody. So some variations I also use to create a more swing. That are variations that João Gilberto did on his guitar. Go deeper on the variations and understand more the beat, the groove that João Gilberto created, I recommend you to hear the album with Stan Getz Gilberto, that you're gonna hear the authentic groove of bossa nova played by its creator. So I recommend you, and you can learn some variations of this groove. All right. If I would do this in samba, if I really would do this, let's use some progression. In the samba variation, when we use this double function left hand, to give to the audience the sensation of a lot of instruments, I like to make some a not predictable pattern. I use more predictable when I am improvising, because it's difficult to create a new pattern here. It's impossible to create a new pattern here and one on the right hand and to control the melody. So I do more predictable things when I'm improvising, but when I stop the melody I try to use this variation. So this imitates the surdo. the style partido alto. And sometimes I use the choro. An important thing that I use here is to play the first beat with a short note and the second. And these variations. So this was the use on the samba style, right? So you can just pay attention in the surdo and create variations on the rests, all right? The variations are much more richer than bossa nova because they can be made for lots of instruments, all right? All right. So one very similar that I use also is this left hand on choro. So the choro, it's very similar with samba. It uses the syncopation, but it's more stable. So I'm gonna show a little bit of a choro. Let me improvise on the melody. This is I use more syncopations. There is one variation that's much more common, but I didn't use it. Let me explore a little more. This, let me do a little more slower. This is very common in choro. You use the syncopation the whole time. And so and you create this so this 16th notes you can use to give some variation. Alright? And all the time you can think that you can take advantage of the resting points of the melody and use this and try these variations, alright? one more style that uses this two function left hand. This is the short, a northeast style. I'm sorry for some mistakes. Sometimes it's difficult when I'm not prepared to change, to play a lot of different styles in the same try. So sometimes you have to warm up or to play some pieces. And what else could I say about this two double function left hand? You can adapt to the style you want to do. All right. So it's just let's see in Baião also. In Baião it sounds more because you have the bass line. I don't use so much this groove. There is one interesting thing that I can tell you. If you don't have the ability of using and improvising this, I recommend before doing an independence exercise. Like this is not so common to me to use. So I'm gonna use 8 notes. I said 8, but it's a pair of notes. I'm now 8. And 16ths. And sometimes you don't play in the first time, alright? I'm showing my weakness also, because it's important you see that a pattern that's not common for me, it will will not be natural in the first play. Alright? So when it's not natural, now it's sounding. So let me do it syncopations. I'm gonna do with dotted 8 notes with 16th notes. So you gain all the ability to do, and after you feel confident, you start to improvising this. Alright, it's not in the first day or in the first try, but I've shown in another lives this process of how to create independence. I made some lives during some different days to show you the process of evolution also. And if you want to see more or of how to study this, just search on the channel. Sometimes people had difficult to find in Facebook, and I invite you to follow YouTube. I post all videos in YouTube, and you can do a search and you can find them organized. Alright, I hope I have helped you. I hope if you have any other doubts, if you want to see another thing, another part with more details, just send them on the messages like Chick Don. And Chick, you are invited to do more questions and to understand more. Alright, it's a pleasure to help you, and thanks for your comments. This helps me a lot on the development of the channel. And see you for more quick tips and lives about Brazilian music and how to play in an authentic way. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.